Hello class, this week you have a flow chart that's due, as well as you have a discussion board and quiz. Now, I'm sure you know how to do a discussion board and take a quiz, but what we want to do is look at the flow chart because that's the assignment that's maybe a little bit more confusing. It's worth 75 points, so it is worth a significant amount of points. So this is in Module 2, so let's go ahead and look at Module 2. So if we scroll down, we get to the flow chart, and they give you an overview here. Here it is. It's the flowchart assignment, and the overview is here. If you select it, it will take you to the overview, and basically you have been asked by your boss, the CFO, to provide a flowchart, meaning that the CFO wants you to give the process of onboarding a person, bringing in a new hire. So if you're in HR, this would be really interesting for you. And if you're not, the use of flowcharts can be applied in any and every process in business, no matter what you're in. So the first thing you need to do is get the information. Basically, this is what the rubric is asking you to do. The rubric's saying that you need to label the steps, organize them, make sure you select the right shape. We'll talk about that. And the right connector. So these are all part of flowcharts. So if I select the Project 1 New Hire process, it gives me a document. So here's what happens when someone gets hired, and it starts kind of right here. The accounting department manager tells the person that they want to hire them, and then they also tell Human Resources. Then Human Resources sends out a letter, and then the candidate has to do something, and then the Human Resources has to do something, and then on day one, these are the things that need to happen on day one. And so each of these things that have to happen, some of them are processes, some of them decisions, some of them are documents that need to be made. All of this stuff needs to be put into an organized flow chart. So what do you submit? Well, you're going to submit the flow chart as a set of PowerPoints. So you're going to submit PowerPoints. So first of all, if you want to see how to work with PowerPoints, if you're not sure what that, they have some PowerPoint training here. I'm not going to go through the PowerPoint training because I would assume that most people have it, but if not, I'll show you some stuff in a minute. So you can make the flowchart however you want. However, they recommend Lucidchart. So when you select Lucidchart, it takes you to their website. So you'll need to sign up for free. There's multiple levels, but you want to sign up for the free version. And then you want to create your own flowchart in Lucidchart. So here's kind of what a flowchart looks like. You see it's got boxes, and each of these boxes and shapes mean something different. If you're not sure what they mean, if you go to the flowchart boxes, if you hover over them, it tells you one's a process. You can see this one's a decision. This one's a terminator, meaning that's the end of the line for the situation. You have documents. I'll include this website. It just shows you the basic flowchart meanings and symbols and kind of explains each of these. But you can find this by doing any kind of search to see in a search engine to see what these different symbols mean. It looks harder than it is here. We just want to do something basic. Also, Lucidchart has their own YouTube channel where they have a bunch of tutorials getting started in under 5 minutes and some other things that you might want to look at. So how do you do a flowchart? Well, let's look at one, how we would maybe start applying it real quick. I have kind of a big flowchart set up here, but let's just look in this blank space and set up a flowchart. So the first thing it says is the accounting department manager extends an offer to the candidate, and the accounting department manager also notifies Human Resources department. Then Human Resources sends a letter out to the candidate. So let's say you want to add a process, but if you start the process, it gives you the name. So let's say that this is the accounting manager decides to hire a candidate. And so they're going to send out, let's say they're going to contact, so I'm going to draw an arrow there. You grab this and you draw an arrow, and the candidate's notified. And we also want to send information to the Human Resource Manager. So I'll just grab the arrow and draw it, and I want to select another box, or you can select whatever you feel is part of the process. So we're going to send a letter, so let's select it, and then we'll draw, and this time we'll draw a document because we're going to send an offer letter. So I'm going to select the shape for the letter, and this will represent the offer letter. And you're going to continue to do that for the entire process. to the entire sheet that you were given with the instructions. So let's say you get something big like this, with you have a bunch of different boxes, and the diamonds are decisions, and you have documents. So once you've kind of figured it all out, how you want to represent it, then you're going to want to do a presentation in PowerPoint. So how does that work? Well, go to the presentation box, and we want to create slides in PowerPoint. So I'll add a new slide and put it up here, but let's say I don't want it up there. I want to drag it down to where I want it. Now obviously you can't put the entire flowchart on one slide if it's this big, so you want to create different slides to go through the whole process. So I'll add a new slide, and maybe I want to put it here. And so now I have 2 slides, and now I'll add as many slides as I want to present the entire flowchart in a presentation. Once I'm done with that, then we can send it to Google Slides. Now you are not going to send me a Google slide. I repeat, you're going to send me a PowerPoint presentation. But what you do is you click that to send it to your Google Slides as a starting point. Once you've connected your Google account to Lucidchart, then it'll just go through there and send it straight to your slide presentation, and then you can just select here and it'll take you straight there. Now it opened up a blank slide for me, so I could do a title page, but then you can look and you can see that the other slides were sent already made for me, and now I can add notes down at the bottom here to explain what's going on in that process. And so the notes that you put on the bottom here are useful to do that. Now, you're not going to give me this Google slide deck. You have to give me PowerPoint. So what you do is you go to File, and then you download it as a Microsoft PowerPoint. That's going to create a file that then you submit to me. So a couple of things to reiterate before we leave. Make sure you get all the steps in the process. Give yourself time. This may take you more time than you realize. Make sure you submit to me a PowerPoint presentation. You can use Lucidchart, or you can use another option if you want to, but I'm only going to show you that one option since it's provided for in Southern New Hampshire. And if you have any technical questions, unfortunately you're going to have to reach out to tech support, because I can't fix technical issues. I can only explain the assignment for you. So if you have a question about the assignment, let me know. But if you have a technical issue, something's not working, some software is not working, reach out to student tech support as soon as possible to get them to help you.